I'd say, well, great. My bacon is going to go down. It's going to be cheaper when I buy corn, when I buy anything wheat bread related. That's going to go down. So I'm okay with that. So how do you answer that?
Well, that only lasts for a while. And we saw what happened to the economy here in the United States when Jimmy Carter, on January 4th, 1980, embargoed the grain that was exported into the Soviet Union. And when that happened, it put us into an economic tailspin for an entire decade. And a lot of us here in the Midwest, I mean, I have many scars from that. I paid 22% interest. We sold out family farm after family farm. They stood there and cried together during the auction. And I don't want to see that again, Neil.
Right.
I'm afraid we're going in that direction.
All right. It took a decade to recover from that.
So this is Representative Stephen King, a Republican. Could you imagine? This is a Republican worrying about pig farmers, as if we haven't been carrying pig farmers and corn subsidies on our necks for the last 25, 30 years, okay? What? So my cornflakes are going to go up? Really? And you're going to conflate that into an economic disaster? And then this moron, this perfect Republican moron, can you imagine that? Worse than, I mean, I expect it from a Democrat, but this is a Republican. And it goes to show you where all these guys live in the end. It's their own special interests. They don't care about what's really right for the country, even the world. Okay, so we should just go ask China to pay for all the proprietary technology information they've stolen from us for 20 years. Stolen. Isn't that a convenient verb? They stole it, right? We won't say what really happened. We won't say that our crooked politicians like Hillary Clinton and scumbag husband Bill gave the store away to these bastards. They gave it away. And what'd they turn it into? Missile guidance systems. So you're worried about money, America? Mystery Babylon? You're worried about your cornflakes going up? Isn't it interesting? For 30 years, we were told we need globalists running our country. So they sold us out. So we got cheap tube socks and underwear. And they stole trillions of dollars of R&D. You know who paid for that? American taxpayers. Through either college tuition or research and development, we paid for that. See, Obama will tell you if you run your own company, you didn't make that. You didn't make that. You drove on our roads. Imagine that. But isn't it amazing how blind they are when they want to subsidize globalism, how they conveniently look the other way and wax perfectly ignorant and mute. So America, the trade war that you've been losing for 30 years, trillions and trillions of dollars of trade deficit. And now that we smacked them back, all of a sudden, we're in a trade war. While we've been getting raped and sodomized for 30 years, nobody cared. Because the banksters made money, the crooked Republican, let me rephrase it, Republicrat and Demublicans all got filthy effing rich off of this shit. The scum in the Federal Reserve Bank that Jefferson warned us against, the bigger scum in the IMF in Europe, okay? Giving away the fucking store for 30 years, destroying all the smaller, weaker countries, like Greece, who had the temerity to actually pay their fair share to NATO, while the Germans, they just foreclosed on everyone around them because they ran out of goose-stepping boots. I have to tell you, this country is so perfectly ignorant about history. The Clintons, who did away with the Glass-Steagall Act and said, didn't matter. Open the floodgates, said Jacob Javits, to crooked immigration. So what did we have? We had the service and manufacturing sectors destroyed, both foreign and domestically, by slave labor. Slave labor. Tell yourself how proud you are of your democracy in America, like Michael Jordan selling his $300 Snickers to the ghetto kids while some Chinese kid makes those sneakers every day for 50 cents a day. Black man. You know, I got to tell you, if a black NBA billionaire doesn't give a shit, you know, but we're still taking shots at Southern crackers from the antebellum days. You know, we are in a galactic period of hypocrisy, lunacy, and ignorance. And this is what you get with globalism. Mix it all up. Yeah, integrate a fully, supposedly capitalist society with a communist society. Where's the regulation there? How do you mitigate those differences? You don't. You don't. What you do is pick winners and losers. And as long as the government franchisees and their bankster underwriters were winning for the last 20 years, all was swell. You lost your job in America? Too effing bad. Remember Billy, Wet Willie, when he was getting his windy employment from Monica? You know what I mean by windy employment? Remember in the Oval Office? Yeah. But he was telling our tool and die makers and manufacturers of steel, and we don't need these manufacturing jobs, and if we just send our people back to school. Hey, Billy, school's out. And if I had my way, I would sagittally split you in two, from stem to stern, from the top of your cortex to your groin. That's what you got coming. If there was any justice in the world, like your crooked wife, Miss Hillary Walmart, and stand up and tell us she wanted to be our champion. That's what she told people. Yeah. She wasn't standing by her man, though, like Tammy Wynette. She's Hillary, why not? This is the age of lunacy like no other time. And we hate when the Russians go off the grid and do something stupid. They have 2 military bases outside of Russia. We have 860. He's the bad guy. He's the bad guy. Because he won't capitulate to the IMF and the Federal Reserve. I got to tell you, I hope you enjoy your cheap underwear and your cheap tube socks and T-shirts and all the shit you could get at Walmart from China. While we've fallen about 61 times to inflation versus earnings in the private sector. But the government keeps abreast because they get their government union 6.2 retroactive pay raises come hell or fucking high water. Too bad you lose your house. And by the way, you pay for their pensions. You don't get one. You pay to bail out the banks, but you lose your house. Tell yourself how great America is. Tell yourself what a wonderful country it is, because this ain't the America that I grew up in. And there goes the Dow. Because you know what? Every day invites a reckoning. And the reckoning for globalization has just begun. Here's my stark warning. It ends in World War III. Trust me, that's where this is going. And it isn't because Trump made a bad decision. He made the only sane decision we could make. But this has been planned. This has been negotiated long ago. You get in bed with dogs, you wake up with fleas, have fun with the Chinese. You play with the devil, your ass is going to get scorched. So tell yourself, we don't need borders, and we're all just the same. We're not.